What do YouTube? That's what they stole. In today's video, we're going to talk about shit is all a role play. So I just catch a feeling where I'm self-aware enough to understand if my action is just to be there and just to act this way. And I feel it sometimes it's inner battle that is really triggering a lot of symptoms, a lot of negativity, a lot of emptiness. But overall, your actions as a convert BPD and autistic, I feel it. I feel that it's an act. It's more of an act. It's more of a attention gathering principles, fake morality, fake fair play. Um, just prove yourself and prove everybody that you're not built how they wanna how you want to prove them that you build differently, and that's all a role play. When you're trying to prove, that's what I'm saying. That young generation trying to prove somebody, especially 18 up to 25. I'm gonna say that it's a it's a big role play. It's not like adulthood. Nothing coming close to it. It's more like in this age you're more infantile than ever, trying to prove somebody something than rather than actually living life and enjoying it. You know, it's all a it's so much victimhood in actions. People can't see in the can see in the mirror and say that, yeah, that's my fault. I do it because I wasn't honest with myself. I'm doing it to gain something or to prove something or to win covertly, extrovertly, trying to prove something, externalize and put it put that image outside, put that mask, get that, what I'm saying? Objectifying yourself, trying to prove something um to them people because you're lacking in it yourself. And you're not lacking. It's more that, like I say, young generation trying to be more adult than adults, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you're trying to be adult so much, you infantilize yourself, and that's what kids do, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just put the, put the cigarette in the mouth or put the stick in the mouth, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a cigarette, trying to prove to mom that's a cigarette, look how I'm grown and shit like that, it's all an act. It's all and there's a lot of societal social institutions triggering this, state where you're trying to prove something, trying to maintain that image rather than just be yourself. But being yourself not always being mentally disordered, gathering more success than being yourself. That's the truth. That's what people learn, and that's why many, people act weird, act narcissistic, act psychopathic. Girls not the same. Females trying to portray absolutely different image, like they're a man more than a man. You know what I'm saying? That's what kids do. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to portray an image of an adult more than an adult. Because adult not sitting there and trying to prove something to somebody because they built already. They kind of understood the basics. Of life and their position in life. It's always gonna be envy. It's always gonna be unfairness. Life is unfair. You gotta just let it sink in, let that sink in and just think about it. It's not the same for somebody, anyone. It's not the same. It's all role play. You get either playing and do not come to solutions that bring victimhood and bring black and white thinking. Like, do not go to forest and build a house in the forest on a fucking tree. Do not go in that the right direction. It's because people think it's either black or white. Be you. Be grounded with something that you now have, and try for something that strive for your goal, strive for the goal. you know the goal could be different. Somebody want money, and I mean money, everybody wants money. Somebody want money more than you, that's psychopath. Or somebody don't want no money, that's like, let's say, church worker. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different basis, different ground people have, different environment, and it's different. What they choosing is a choice. You know what I'm saying? It's all a role play. That's my main question. That's my main topic, is that depression, of course, you know what I'm saying? It's just it could be so many. The background matters, you know what I'm saying? Nobody choose to, you know what I'm saying, grow with negative voice, negative parents, and um, you know what I'm saying, intermediate reinforcement act on them. Um, Nobody choose to be like a spoiled or broke. Nobody chose that. But it's your choice to say, okay, I pick reality over that. You know what I'm saying? I pick common sense over that, because you learn to have common sense throughout your life. You know, if you not go to school, you will get bad grade, and that's a reality. Most people, they choosing fantasy over real life, and that's their choice. You know, you cannot blame them for this because it's helping them survive, but not in my on my terms. It's a mixture. For me personally, it's a mixture of things. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to think about something grandiose and actually unachievable, just to give me that fuel to go after small wins to get a big win. That's my um kind of like understanding. And most people, youngins, bro, they be in a rush for something that um to trying to prove somebody something. They in a rush to pick this, pick this, pick this, pick this. Try this, try this, try this. They think that life is um like, you know, life has more to offer. You know, every age has something in it that you like. You know, somebody in 25, they, you know what I'm saying, intellectually like 5 year old, or somebody who 40 is like on the level as 18, or it could be vice versa. You know, it's just you choosing the narrative, and you choosing the um you do not choose upbringing, but you choose how to interact with something. Sometimes it could be unbearable, and sometimes it could be stressful. Sometimes it could be less stressful, but most of the times, um, you when you grown, like when you like 20 and maybe more, you choosing your own, you know what I'm saying, scenario. If you kind of like stuck with the same routines, maybe you gotta look into yourself. Maybe you gotta look inside, you know, and to understand that manhood is not about, you know what I'm saying, money and flexing. And it's something that gives me joy though, but this narrative, I choose it. Over time I was growing up, I choose the narrative to, you know, to demonstrate rather than do. And that narrative is destroying the population of men and young people. But sometimes you're grandiose. That's what I learned. If you're mentally ill, and if you're mentally disordered, I don't want to say ill, disordered. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is comfortable in the skin of a mental disorder. If you're mentally ill, it's just something that you cannot change. But like I say, mental disorder, except narcissism, I think is a role play more than um, except narcissism is BPD and other disorders. They maintainable because you can actually overcome them by learning to how the environment interacts with you. If you do the same mistake again and over again, maybe that's the time to look into your mental illness and inside your soul and actually decide, bro, you want to live like you want to be weak. You want your mental disorder to be um, something that's stopping you from, you know, you want this addictions and you want this weak mental victimhood mentally. You want this to stop you from actually living, to actually say, okay, man, like it is what it is. You know, I just, you know, it is what it is. Let's say I'm broke, and let's say, yeah, I'm like 30 or 40, or I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? I'm old and I'm broke, but what else? Like, do not pick the narrative of being a victim, because it really seems like it's easy said than done, but it's more mental. Like, you have to say it out loud, that you have to say, you have to confirm it to yourself, you have to accept it, and you have to bring it on the outside, you know, because real life is just like, it's still a role play. It's still like you cannot blame the system to being. You cannot blame the system if you want to stay in the system. You know, that's typically, that's life. You know, literally, and a lot of people blame the system instead of just being the system. But just, you know what I'm saying, you have your free time, think about it. You know, like me right now, you have your free time, just think about it and reminisce, You know, so you can cry, you can do whatever if you want to, but if you're a grown man and you know, saying blaming everybody, blaming your mom, blaming your parents, that's old, bro. Like it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people never choose to be like, let's say without leg, you know what I'm saying? And you out here, you know what I'm saying? There's always to compare to. So that's what, you know what I'm saying? People could be deep in that hole that is actually turning out to be a super fucking difficult to fucking get out of because it's literally your identity, you know what I'm saying? It's that changing, but it's always there. It's always there. Like I'm telling you, after all of the crap that could happen to you, and I know it, I experienced it, it's always there. Your core identity or your beliefs, it changed over time too. But your like strive, that strive for life is there. It doesn't matter your beliefs or, you know what I'm saying? The core, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to say. Your core way of understanding this thing as a life, as a participant in this shit is there. You cannot, the only way to, so people choose from between disappearing and, you know what I'm saying, either disappearing or overdoing it, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be kind of like with healthy way of, you know what I'm saying, comprehending the input, output, I don't know how to say it, from the environment. So your environment doesn't need to dictate your living, other than, nor just you have to be like over opposite of environment. So you have to be in the harmony. That's what I learned. You know what I'm saying? I just sip a little bit of wine and whiskey. So that's kind of my thoughts, but it's still kind of like not even that. You know what I'm saying? It's more about like trying to be in the head in the. You try to be. Um, you're trying to be opposite of something that made you. You know what I'm saying? Because the environment definitely made you. Definitely, it made you. It raised you. Then comes your work, and that's where it has to lead to something peaceful, you know what I'm saying? But stress still there. Stress from the world is still there. Stress from other people is still there. Not from all of them, but still there. But you have to decide how you act about it, you know what I'm saying?